Welcome to the official Personality Guru. Introverted feeling, or FI, is one of the hardest cognitive functions to understand, explain, and observe. Unfortunately, the time FI becomes easy to observe is when it's in its negative aspect and people are acting selfishly and emotionally. FI is a judging function where the individual makes decisions based on their value system. Thus, people with a dominant introverted feeling function will normally be making decisions based on emotions rather than objective facts and data. Many times, people with FI do not recognize or understand their values until someone accidentally steps all over them. Introverted feelers are the most sensitive of all types. They can react emotionally for no obvious reason. It takes some effort to drill down and uncover these personal values that are so easily insulted. Now, if that all sounds bleak and negative, it's because we have not talked about the strongest benefits of having a dominant FI. Introverted feelers can turn into individuals who need help. They can have the highest level of empathy of any type. Why? Because they know what it's like to be hurt or to be in pain. Thus, introverted feelers are often found in nursing, healthcare, and counseling careers where they can help people in a one-on-one fashion. Today, let's talk about ISFPs Primary Function, understanding the ISFPs Introverted Feeling, or FI. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to the official Personality Guru and ring the bell icon to get regular updates on our latest uploads. And if you like this video, click the thumbs up button and share it with your friends. Understanding the primary function of each personality type certainly helps give a better idea of how they respond to and take in information. Their dominant function is going to be what stands out the most and is represented by the world around them. While the dominant function works in combination with your other functions, it is still the one that helps people signify your personality and is often what is presented outwardly. It is the lead function in making decisions and in helping to form a strong sense of self. While understanding all of the functions and how they work together is truly important, knowing someone's primary function is certainly the first step to knowing them a bit better. ISFPs are lovers, nurturers, and caregivers. They experience great joy from spending time and making memories with their friends and loved ones. Like the INFP, they have a particular fondness for children and animals. As their dominant function, introverted feeling, or FI, is drawn to those incapable of helping themselves. ISFPs form deep emotional attachments to their loved ones, contributing to a strong sense of loyalty and devotion. ISFPs are generally less focused on the well-being of the masses, a concern of FE and/or intuitive types, than they are with applying their FI in more local and concrete ways. Both INFPs and ISFPs are sensitive to injustices and dehumanization, or FI. While perceived injustices may motivate INFPs to write poetry or novels, FI or NE, ISFPs are more apt to respond with action and hands-on aid, SE. An ISFP friend of mine, for instance, works in inner city Berkeley providing food and other goods to the homeless. Like the ESFP, ISFPs often display a high concern for as well as good taste in fashion and aesthetics. They are often physically attractive, well manicured, and enjoy keeping up their appearance. INFPs, by contrast, are often well described as earthy and are far less concerned with enhancing, embellishing, or carefully attending to their physical presentation. Therefore, ISFPs and INFPs can often be distinguished rather quickly by mere observation of their physical presentation. Like the ISTP, ISFPs commonly display impressive kinesthetic intelligence. They're often athletic and endowed with good dexterity and hand-eye coordination. In contrast to INFPs, who exhibit high levels of mental energy, ISFPs possess more physical energy and stamina. While INFPs use their NE to explore and manufacture new ideas, ISFPs employ their hands, body, and other senses to explore and manipulate the physical world, SE. Like other IP types, ISFPs are quite independent and self-motivated. Their sense of values, FI, as well as their desire to excel performance-wise, SE, can motivate them to diligently and seriously apply themselves. However, because of their preference for hands-on activities, some may underperform in academic settings. As is true of other sensing types, being forced to deal in abstractions for too long can be draining for ISFPs. ISFPs often seem more optimistic and easily satisfied with life than INFPs. INFPs frequently have a depressive or melancholic bent, struggling to make it in a world that seems indifferent to the impractical gifts they have to offer. ISFPs, by contrast, seem to more easily assimilate themselves to conventional careers and lifestyles. ISFPs are often seen as quiet and sometimes pegged as emotional people, but there is so much more beyond this. They aren't always quiet people. They can be rather outgoing and friendly when they are feeling connected to the world around them. Their dominant function is their introverted feeling, but ISFPs are often more expressive using their extroverted sensing function. People get a strong sense that the ISFP is adventurous and curious, wanting to explore the physical world around them. Their extroverted sensing is what is often most obvious to the outside world because it is a function that presents itself outwardly. While this might be what people see, the ISFP's primary function is their introverted feeling, which can easily be misunderstood by people. Most don't realize what this function does for the dominant FI user, so diving a bit deeper to understand how these functions work in each placement can be truly helpful. How FI works. Introverted feeling FI is a function that is focused on the user's inner world and sense of inner morals. FI is what creates this strong sense of right and wrong and helps the dominant user to become rather rooted in these beliefs. Someone who uses strong FI is going to focus a lot on understanding themselves and what they feel is truly the right path to take. They want to be sure that they are following a sense of moral and not straying from this too much. When they do make mistakes, they can be rather hard on themselves, wanting to find a way to make amends. They care deeply about doing what they feel is right and want to be sure that they are not going against these inner morals. While this is an introverted function, is still very much connected to the world in the sense of caring for what state it is in. The FI user might not gain those morals and beliefs outwardly, but they do want to be sure that they consider how their actions are affecting others. It is, however, based on the person's own internal sense of values, and it is rarely something that can be affected by the outside world or social norms. Instead, it is based on what the FI user feels is right and what they know to be true in their hearts. There are common misconceptions that FI is simply a strong connection to inner feelings, but it goes much deeper than this. This is how the ISFPs make decisions and how they help to understand the best choices to make for themselves and others. It is tied to their values and morals, causing them to strive to do what they believe to be good and right. FI in ISFPs. For the ISFP, their introverted feeling or FI is what helps them to make most of their decisions since everything is weighed against their internal morals. They follow what they believe is right and feel like it is always important to consider their sense of values when making choices. ISFPs have strong inner beliefs and they don't like compromising them for the sake of what others might expect from them. This causes them to be somewhat independent when it comes to their choices and want to ensure they process information and ideas through their important moral system. This causes the ISFP to often be considerate of others and their feelings and maybe even stepping in when someone is struggling or being mistreated. They don't like seeing people hurt or pushed around and often want to do something to fix or mend the situation. ISFPs might appear focused on living in the present moment, but that doesn't stop them from making moral choices. Their FI is actually what helps them make these choices at the moment, since they already have a strong moral system in place. They know what they believe to be right versus wrong and go based on this sort of gut instinct they have about situations and people. How about you as an ISFP or any other personality type? How can we understand you better? Be sure to watch until the end and share your experience for a chance to have your comment pinned. ISFP functions. The ISFP dominant function is important, but its other functions are meant to help or aid this function and help the ISFP be the best version of itself. Without their other functions, they would not be able to operate or respond to the world in the right way. Their auxiliary function is what helps the ISFP collect data from the world around them and makes them very connected to the present moment. They notice the subtle changes and things in their physical world and care deeply about recognizing the beauty in places others might miss. Before we continue, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give us a like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the official Personality Guru for more amazing videos. Don't forget to ring the bell icon to stay updated with our content. ISFPs use their senses to understand and pay attention to the world around them, and this helps to pick up information that can be filtered through their FI. They take in all this information, and their introverted feeling is what processes everything and decides which information is good or bad, right or wrong. It also is filtered in a way that helps the ISFP to decide which choices they need to make to progress in the right decision for their sense of ideals and values. These functions need to work together to make the ISFP a well-balanced individual.